Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the brand new Big Thief album entitled Two Hands. This is the 4 studio length album by the American folk and indie folk band Big Thief. They're coming off of the high of their critically acclaimed album U.F.O.F, which I did not cover because I thought it was pretty good, but I don't think I necessarily was a die-hard fan of it as much as many contemporary critics and listeners were, and that's coming from someone that is a big fan of folk music and of indie music. Couple things really caught my ear though: the really nice minimalist type of almost lo-fi production to everything, as well as Adrianne Lenker's songwriting and her vocal style, which kind of made me excited for Two Hands because, couple things about this record, this was recorded pretty much fully live. All but 2 tracks were recorded live in terms of her vocals, so they're very raw and they're very just complete. She also said these are some of her most personal tracks, and this is kind of the Earth twin to U.F.O.F. What this really comes down to is if you like their sound and if you like U.F.O.F, you're probably going to get a lot out of this record, because I think it is cut from the same cloth. Adrianne Lenker luckily does not fall into the pitfall of sounding like an average indie rock singer, folk rock singer. There are a lot of male and female vocalists that sound exactly the same, carbon copy of each other, usually with some faux rasp to their voice, usually with some unbelievable emotion to their voice that sounds overly dramatic and impossibly sappy and campy. But honestly, Adrianne comes off sounding like some very classic female singers in some of the folk genres, maybe even a little bit like Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac at times. She sings very intimately, she sings very close to her heart, you can tell. She's not afraid to let her voice quiver and quake with the instrumentation. She doesn't try to be perfect, she doesn't try to hit every note, she doesn't have to have perfect pitch to really get her point across. Once again, this album also takes kind of a minimalist approach. Not much mixing done on Adrianne's vocals. The guitars sound very dreary most of the time, very melancholic. The drums just follow simple patterns, simple lines. If you want very, very high-octane music, you're not gonna get it here. You have to have an appreciation of folk music to really feel a lot of this music, because the main focal point, just like, in my opinion, U.F.O.F succeeded with, was the great songwriting. It can be quaint, it can be hopeful, it can be sad, and in many ways it really does feel like if they would have merged this with U.F.O.F, it probably would have worked, because it feels very cohesive to that record. If you listen to one back to back, which I did for this review just to kind of see how the flow was, it's really, really good. So you really gotta think of these 2 albums as sister albums, although there's really no track on Two Hands that rivals the sadness of a track like Contact. However, Adrianne's expressive vocal delivery, as well as her ability to slip into deeper and higher ranges, and the naturistic type instrumentation on a track like Wolf, it all really makes this sound very nice, sweet, quaint, even if some of the lyrics are kind of sad. The guitars, while they are soaked in that minimalism, they also have the ability to be very melodic at times to kind of contrast starkly with that dreariness. I'd recommend this to anyone that is a folk rock or an indie rock or a folk indie fan, because I think you probably will like this record. You will definitely like it if you liked U.F.O.F, but if you didn't like that record, you might not like this one, if that makes sense. Kind of like U.F.O.F, I don't think I'm as into this as a lot of people are, but as a folk fan, I can definitely see where the band is coming from, and I really do like their aesthetic. I like their ability to not have to go above and beyond in terms of going balls to the wall. They just know what they're here to do, and they do it very effectively. And I highly suggest listening to U.F.O.F and this record back to back, because it's pretty good. I'm going to be giving this album a 7.5 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Please stay for the end screen. I'll link some videos that you might be interested in. Have you heard this new Big Thief album, Two Hands? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss the record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to join the review family today. I'd love to have you here. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy. You know who it is. And I'm signing off saying farewell.